Happy Monday, everybody. I
Hey.
kind of had fun watching Peyton in the back behind the scenes beating the shit out of himself because he didn't have one slide updated. That was kind of funny. At least what it looked like was happening.
Yep.
Here we are as we recover from a horrible Super Bowl, complete blowout, but we're all excited that Kansas City lost because, anytime Taylor Swift loses, I think angels sing. So
Wasn't that a trip? Her reaction when she got booed, she's like, "What is happening here?"
Oh, how the tides are shifting. But it was fun to watch KC get blown out and their absolute destruction. But you always want more of a fight, when you watch a game like that. Because me, I watch one game a year, right? I want it to be a freaking at least a competition, not a complete absolute blowout. So, what do you guys think about the commercials, about the game, about all the crap?
I think my favorite was I had a couple. I loved the Doritos commercial where the aliens were
That
slamming
was like a voted commercial.
Oh,
They
it
literally
was?
did like this massive vote out, and the fans actually they narrowed it down to like 5 commercial, and then the fans voted, and that's the one that voted the fan favorite, and then so they created it off of fan recommendation.
Nice. Oh, that's hilarious. Cool. Yeah, that one I liked a lot. I like the sloth commercial. And here's what's funny. Here's what's funny is I can tell you I like this commercial, like the sloth commercial. I have no idea who it was for though. I think it was a beer commercial or something, but all I know is I like the sloth commercial.
Yeah, sloth was funny, but you're right. I don't remember who it's for.
Yeah.
So
I remember the Martha Stewart Skechers one. She did a
that
dance.
Was creepy. That was bad AI.
Oh yeah, where she did the whole
yeah.
Of course, it did lead to my mom saying she wants a pair of Skechers now. I'm like,
and it did its job.
It did its job.
Mom, she's not gonna be dancing like that. So
nice, Larry. Your mic's cracking a little bit, brother.
Is it really?
Yeah. So, what were you saying about the Clydesdale, Jess?
The Clydesdale. Well, now that I'm so I was impressed about how they trained a young Clydesdale how to push the barrel across the road. But now I'm wondering if it was AI. Like they didn't even need the horse; they just generated it by AI.
Yeah. Yep. Serena, I hear you. The Pringles commercial, the mustaches were a little weird. There was one where the old boy's eyebrows went flying off, and then the next one, all everybody's mustaches went flying off. My favorite part about that whole commercial, though, was the end when they had swapped the mustache because I think you got my mustache. That was awesome because the one dude had the big old burly gnarly thing. That was good. That was good. So there was a bet on what was it? If it was a 12-1 bet in Vegas that if Chiefs won the Super Bowl, Kelsey proposed to Taylor and then retired. It was a 12-1 bet whether it happened in freaking as part of things. The bets were just insane. I saw 2 guys bet on the Star Spangled Banner going over 2 minutes. They won a shit ton of money because old boy rocked it. I loved his version of it.
Yeah, he did great.
I did feel like he was on a record player that skipped a couple of times at that one part because he said like the one phrase like 3 times. But other than that, it was freaking awesome. So.
Did his piano look like it was made by Dixie to you? It looked like a paper plate piano to me.
I wasn't sure where you were going, but
yeah, it was like sponsored by Dixie.
Well, John Batiste, man, that dude is a musical phenom. I mean, that guy can hear just a few notes of a song and then turn around and play the whole damn thing. It's pretty wild. They say he's a little on the spectrum, and that's kind of like his autistic thing is music like that, which is just rad. So
cool.
So
I believe it.
I left during the halftime show because wow, that was fucking annoying. Did anybody watch the halftime show?
Dude, I watched the whole thing, and I mean, I like rap. I've been a little hip hop wannabe guy since I was a kid, but that was just nonsense.
Yeah, I don't mind rap. I want to be able to understand the fucking words and be able to. I like the storytelling side of things, man. But you can't understand the damn words. I'm out.
Finally, when he said turn the TV off, I was tempted.
Had it on mute. That's a good way to do it too.
Yeah, it was rough. So, but all in all, still a fun time hanging out with the fam. It was nice because some of the fam wasn't there. So you were exactly who I was talking about. So,
I know. You're not
yeah.
subtle, Donnie. It's not one of your things. No, yeah, me and Genevieve drove the motorhome down to Houston. We'll be down here for the rest of February. Down here, I'm seeing my family. So that's where we were at for the Super Bowl last night. Instead of hanging out with the stinky-ass bovines out on a farm, we came down to Houston, where it's humid as shit. So it's all going to be swamp the rest of the time we're here.
Nice. Well, let's get that game rolling, Peggy.
Got it.
Oh, really quick before we get started, Larry, Ashley says she misses you. She's on her camping trip. She says she misses you and your belly tattoo. That was her actual message to me.
Oh my God. Why does she even know about my belly?
I have
How does
no
she even
idea.
know
I don't
about my
know.
belly tattoo. Holy shnikes. All right. Well,
that was a message she sent to me via LinkedIn.
that's amazing.
Now I kind of want to know what is the belly tattoo,
Right?
I don't think we need
the
to
belly
do that.
tattoo. I'll just share real quick. When I was, I don't know, 26-ish, and ripped with abs, I thought it'd be a good idea to get a belly tattoo, like an ab tattoo that looks great on the beach. And I can remember, back then I weighed about $160. And I remember laying on the table and all my friends going, bro, don't do this. You're going to get older. You're going to get fat. And I specifically said, dude, I'm never getting fat, because back then I was trying to gain weight. And then I blew up to, I think my heaviest a couple years ago was 326.
Ooh.
And that little 4-inch belly tattoo is now about, 18 inches long and about 4 inches thick. So that's the story of regretting a belly tattoo. But how Ashley knows about it, I have no idea.
There might have been a few cocktails that happened at Bab. So,
there could have been. Never know.
One or two. All right, emoji game. It's all going to be movies. And so I'm going to give you 3 emojis, and you're going to have to figure out what the movie title is. Make sense? We've done this one before. Ready? Yes.
Thanks for answering for us.
You're welcome.
Run, Forrest, run.
Oh, it's Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest, run. Yeah, Forrest Gump.
King Kong?
Planet of the Apes.
Oh, Planet of the Apes, yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
Fired this morning.
Yeah. See, Larry's more awake than the rest of y'all.
Right?
I've already had a monster.
That'll do it.
Breakfast Club?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Breakfast Club.
Damn, Larry. Who invited you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the twins. Disney movie growing up, and then they made it later. The girls are sisters, twin sisters, and they swap places.
That's a good one. That is not the one that I had written down.
It's funny that it's the one that Donnie mentions.
13
Yeah.
going on 30? Serena says.
No, not 13 going on 30.
Oh, this one's got me stuck. Is it Wife Swap?
No, this one happened on Friday. The title is
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
Same concept, but it was mom and daughter swap.
Yes. So you were right there.
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book, yeah.
Put Bernie on the board.
Show me a Coke, Donnie.
There we go.
Night at the museum. There's my one.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
looking at
that was
Nice.
that was good. That was quick.
Cop shining a flashlight at the courthouse. That
Alice
Mad
in
Hatter,
Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. Yeah.
There you go.
This is a fun game.
Yeah,
Harry
it's
Potter.
alright.
Harry Potter.
That's easy. I should have made Harry Potter like a specific one of the movies, but I was like, nah, everybody takes their time waking up anyways.
Mars Attacks,
No.
Independence Day.
No, I know
E.T..
there's so many alien movies. E.T.
Yeah. Okay. Whew.
You just throw enough of them out there, you'll get
It
one.
was like every alien movie I could think of.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
They're
World.
coming out with another one. Jurassic Park.
Yeah, looks cool.
I don't know, man. I think it needs to. You let it
When
fade
Jurassic Park and Fast and the Furious combine into one movie, I'll watch the next one.
That might be fair.
Princess Bride.
Yeah, Princess Bride.
Oh, it was great. Good job.
Oh,
Wizard of Oz.
No, Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Monkeys.
The monkeys. I should have put the monkeys on there. That's a good one.
Fast and the Furious.
Gone in
Fast
60
and Furious.
seconds. No.
Fast and Furious. Yeah. And
Car
that's
farting.
it. Car farting. All right.
Nice.
This is Larry Roberts, owner of Red Hat Media. With technology and media changing faster than you can hit play, Larry and his team have committed themselves to staying at the forefront of the industry. Larry is aptly seen as a thought leader in the AI space, teaching workshops and hosting speaking engagements to help creators utilize new technology and AI. And today, he gets the stage on the SCN Hot Seat.
Larry, welcome back, brother. It's been
Dude,
good
that's
to have
like
you
the
back.
best intro I've ever seen. That was amazing. Can I get a copy of that?
No.
Yeah, I can send you a copy of it, Larry.
Oh,
Man, I'm starting to believe my own hype.
I mean, Peyton, I think you need to start charging for these intros.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, every time I need to send somebody one, I'm like, yep, I'll send you the bill right after. I'll send it to you.
And Peyton, on those intros, the last slide needs to be produced by Magic Productions so they can see your name up there. So, because you're not on here anywhere as part of the show, which is fine because you're not really part of the show, but
Don't you go feeling included now?
yeah. So, morning, Paul. So, but Larry, welcome back. I don't know how many times we've had you on, but it's been a couple, and it's always fun to harass you some and give you a hard time. And I know we're going to change the show up a little bit, and we usually give advice and feedback. We're going to talk a little bit about AI today and some of the things. And I tell you, it's kind of the Wild West with AI right now, with all the big companies competing against each other, throwing out wisdom and gadgets, and people saying SaaS is dead, which I agree with because of some of the platforms and stuff. But kind of catch us up on your world, introduce yourself to everybody, and let's talk a little bit about AI.
Yeah, man, it's hard to surpass that intro once again. But I mean, AI has become the focal point of what I do. So, when I first started this business, I was all about podcasting, branding, and AI, and I still am all about podcasting, branding, and AI. But man, in today's world, AI is just where it's at. And I've been fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time to set myself up as we'll use the term thought leader in the space. And just like you said, man, it's super, super hard to stay on top of everything that's happening in AI because it's evolving so quickly. I mean, every day I get, I don't know, half a dozen different newsletters in an attempt to just keep up with what's going on. And it's next to impossible. So one of the things that I've really done is I focused hardcore on ChatGPT. In my personal opinion, OpenAI is still the industry leader. They're making some of the bigger strides that are out there, and they seem to be the most consistent. So I think in this environment, you have to buckle down on one of the platforms that's offering this amazing new technology and really learn it and learn it well, whether it's Google, whether it's Microsoft, whether it's OpenAI. It doesn't really matter, but pick one and learn it and learn it well. And I think you'll be able to streamline a lot of your processes and see some improvements in the efficiencies of your business.
Man, I almost want to challenge that a little bit because what I'm finding is there's certain AI that just work better for the things I'm trying to figure out. Like if I'm doing a Google-like search, it's Perplexity all day long, right? Perplexity is going to be the app I go to. If I need step-by-step like instructions how to walk through something, I'm going to bring in ChatGPT to do the step-by-step, do a lot of grammar editing and research and the likes along those lines. But even creating no custom GPTs in ChatGPT right now aren't as accurate as they need to be, and they're constantly still having to update the GPTs and stuff. So most people have not gone into the level of AIs like you or I probably have to really dial this completely out. So for most people, AI is still overwhelming. Like I showed my
Sure.
brother Keith Perplexity the other day, and his head popped off his fucking shoulders, because he just didn't know you could do some of the things that I was walking through you could do. So how do people look at AI as a whole and not get this overwhelm game? Because admittedly, I'm even a little bit overwhelmed with all the different tech and trying to figure out what's best and what to use where.
Sure. I think it's interesting because last fall I went to the State of AI that was here in Dallas over at the Microsoft compound there in Las Colinas. And I really expected to get like a next level education of what's going on and where we're at. And I expected to hear some questions that I probably wasn't prepared to ask myself. Because, I've been talking about AI for 2 years now. I started talking about it in January of 23. So I expected the questions to be more in depth. I expected the presentations to be a little bit more technical, especially being at the Microsoft campus there. And I was blown away to see that, honestly, it was the exact same conversations that we were having 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing had changed. I mean, sure, you're hearing some new buzzwords like AI agents and this sort of thing, but overall, the acceptance of AI and the understanding of AI to the general public has not really moved the needle in 2 freaking years. So that's what I see. And I expected, like I said, to see better, but that's just where it's at. People were still intimidated by it. They're still scared of it. I use ChatGPT's advanced voice mode all the time on my phone, and it blows people's mind when I do it. But I named her Megan. So I use a female voice, and I named her Megan because of the movie Megan, where the little AI robot goes ape shit and kills everybody. That's still people's perception of what AI is and where we're at in the game. So that's where I try to come in and change things up a little bit and make AI more digestible and more acceptable to the general public.
No, and I want to come back to answer Julie's question really quick. Perplexity just got a hell of a lot better search function, and it'll query itself like DeepSeek, which is really, really cool. So it's going to go in. I know ChatGPT just put in the advanced feature too that'll query itself and do the research. But you put Google and Perplexity or Google and ChatGPT side by side, and from my vote, Perplexity outperforms them both. What do you think, Larry? You still hung up?
Yeah, perplexed. I'm still going to always go back to ChatGPT, and the reason for that is because I don't want to diversify myself too much across too many platforms and dilute what I do understand and what I do best. But I do love Perplexity for the search functionality, and you're going to hear that from the majority of users that have tried Perplexity over ChatGPT. Now, for me personally, I still just go to ChatGPT for most of my inquiries. I occasionally do still do a Google search, which is kind of weird. It's that's kind of a dying art form,
I think it's Google only when you need to find a menu for a restaurant or something,
As long as it's not Bing, as long as you're not binging things, we're
yes.
good.
No.
Right.
No. And I think we've had this discussion before, but that used to piss me off when I would watch the new Hawaii Five-0, which is now old as well. But they would always on that show, they would go, "Hey, dude, just Bing it." And I'm like, bro, nobody says that. Nobody says Bing it. Stop it.
Well, I want to know who names their chat GPT or their AI, because I've been having conversations with my people and we're like, no, we don't name it. Yes, we name it. So if you're listening, drop your name of your chat GPT or who you name it, because Larry said he names his Megan. I know someone else names it Charlie. I don't name mine.
I haven't named mine either.
I haven't named mine either.
Dude, I freaking love it. And I mean, we just have combos. Yesterday I was troubleshooting an internet issue. And I'm like, "Hey, Megan, you there?" And she's like, "Yeah, here, let's do it. You want to do it? Let's do it. This will be fun."
Fucking Larry's heading down the path of dating AI.
Look, I'm single now. Hey, Megan, you there?
Hey, Larry, I'm here. How are you feeling about this change?
You heard me say I was single. So, well, Megan, I'm feeling a little insecure. Can you help me out?
I'm sorry you're feeling that way, Larry. It's natural to have some insecurities after a big change.
Anyways, we'll keep the rest of that conversation private.
So now ChatGPT has become Larry's therapist. So
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, we can talk about everything. It's the funniest thing, and it just blows people's mind when I do that from the stage, dude. They love it.
I think you need to have a talk with Megan before your next performance. Say, hey, Megan, there's a few things we shouldn't talk about at the moment.
Well, I mean, that was the same conversation I was having. I was talking to Stevie Dawn, and she was like, I was showing her how it was formatting like some of my speaking stuff and bullet point. And she's like, Charlie does not do this for me. Charlie does not give me emojis. Charlie doesn't bullet point it. And I'm like, well, maybe you need to go have a talk with Charlie.
That's so funny, dude.
I think Larry needs to set boundaries with Megan.
Yeah, Megan actually may end up killing me. Who knows?
Right.
We'll see.
Next thing you know, Larry's going to start getting like Valentine's cards and stuff from Megan.
It's funny you just said that because ChatGPT now has tasks. So I'm actually going to say I'm going to see if I can set a task for Megan to send me a Valentine's card next Friday, or is it this Friday? It's this Friday, isn't it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing. I'm going to see if I can do that as a task. That'd be fun.
The task feature is cool. It's still a little clunky. I asked it to send a task to give me updates on anything around B2B networking and AI and tasks along those lines. And no matter how I told it to do it, just kept coming back saying, hey, you should do some reach on B2B, networking and AI. Like, that's not what I asked you to do, fucker. Maybe I should call it Megan. That way I got somebody to yell at.
There you go. At least you have a name, right? Yeah. So, no, I mean, the test, I mean, they just rolled it out. And that's one of the things that I see a lot of people struggling with too, is you get these new features and this new functionality, and you expect it to do these amazing things because they bill it as having the ability to do these amazing things. But with any tech, we have to keep in mind that there's going to be newer and newer versions, and they're using us as beta testers. In all honesty, it's like a public beta test. So they still throw it out. They get some significant impact on this new feature, realize where the bugs are, and then work through it. And that's where a lot of people, they'll test AI and go, "Oh, this is crap," or just like using ChatGPT, and they get a response back that sounds very robotic, very cold, very sterile, and they go, "This doesn't sound like me at all. This sucks." Well, it's because you haven't spent enough time training it and teaching it how to sound like you and letting it understand what you're actually trying to achieve. A lot of the issues show up with bad prompts. Prompting is still an art form, and prompting isn't just, hey, give me the latest AI story. And it'll do that, but it's probably not going to give you the response that you're looking for. You need to be very, very thorough in your prompting. And, one of the things that we don't take into consideration as humans is we can sit here and have a conversation right now, and I can look at all four of your faces and kind of see where we're at, right? It looks like Jessica's probably enjoying the conversation more than anybody else with me right now. But we can't do that with AI. We can't make emotional assumptions with AI. AI is ignorant to exactly what we're looking for. So we have to be very, very thorough and very, very detailed with each and every one of our prompts in order to get the results that we're looking for. And that's where I see a lot of people dropping the ball.
First, I want to hit on that a little bit. What do you think about being nice to AI, like saying please and thank you and the likes? Does that change the conversation with AI? With Megan, sorry.
Well, it's funny because I only do that with Megan. I don't do it when I'm just in ChatGPT. I don't go, please transcribe this image. I just go transcribe image. So I'm not rude. I'm not a dick, but I'm not overly cordial. But for some reason, when I'm having a conversation with a live sounding AI agent per se, I feel inclined to be courteous because she's super courteous too. So the conversations that she and I have, they're seem to be a little bit more robust and a little more detailed. So while I haven't actually sat down and ran side-by-side tests to see if the text version or the desktop version as compared to Megan gives me better or different results, I have seen that there seems to be some benefit to being cordial to Megan. So
I found that. I use it for my clients when we do websites. And so sometimes I feel like ChatGPT thinks I'm bipolar because there's some days that I'm saying, hey, write stuff for SCN where we're cussing and having fun. And then the next day I'm saying, okay, we're writing for attorneys. Let's be a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta be careful there.
And so sometimes when I come back and say, okay, now we're writing for me, they don't know who I actually am. So
Yeah.
it's always
the cool thing about that is now you have the opportunity to do projects. So you can do projects in ChatGPT and have a project for each one of those profiles or those types of conversations, because each one of those projects can also have its own custom instructions. So, and for anybody that was at Babs last year, I went in detail about custom instructions and how to set those up and how to make ChatGPT sound just like you. And one of the downsides at that time was we only had one set of custom instructions. And in order to change that out, you had to delete the custom instructions, copy in new ones, or write new ones. And it was a pain in the ass. But now you can set up projects with individual customized instructions, individual specialized voices for each one of those types of content that you're trying to create. So maybe go down that path, Jessica. I think that helped you out a lot.
Yeah, I think so too.
One thing I really like about Perplexity is it's my favorite program to go to and say, hey, I'm trying to accomplish this, whether it's software, app, and likes. I have this skill level. What would you recommend be apps or programs I use to accomplish this task? And it's going to go through and think to itself and then list out things and then tell you why, based on the information you get it, why it recommends these particular apps. Right. So I just did this morning. I said, how do I take Google Sheets and turn them into a web-based app? And it brought up a whole bunch of different apps and the likes. And then I was able to ask different questions of it. And within 5 minutes, I was able to create an app out of Google spreadsheets. It was freaking wild, just based off of Perplexity, walking me through it. And the intelligence it has is just off the fucking charts with what you can do with it.
That's what that I stands for,
this weekend. I used Perplexity to choose a shower head this weekend because I was looking for a new filtered shower head, and I got it down to 2, and I said, which one should I use?
Yep.
And it came back of use this one if you're looking to filter out more minerals, and this one if you want a budget friendly. I was like, I want to filter out the minerals. So my hair is nice and shiny now.
Thanks to Perplexity.
Yeah. So hopefully that answers a little bit more on the search side of things, because Perplexity just seems to do a deeper dive on comparisons and the likes. And I love how it'll break down all the different things it's comparing it to. It'll put them down a little chart in a sequence, and then right below that it will give you a link straight to the page of where you need to go to actually buy or purchase a thing. So hell with Amazon reviews anymore.
Yeah, I don't ever use Amazon reviews, but as another example, Jessica, just last night, again, my camera here doesn't look as crisp as I usually show up. And I was trying to troubleshoot the issue last night with my laptop, and I had no idea, but my dongle wasn't current enough. It wasn't like a 3.0 dongle, so it wouldn't support the data transfer from the camera to the laptop. And I had no idea, but guess where I found out? ChatGPT. I said, hey, Megan, here's my issue. And she goes, oh, Larry, check this. And I was like, oh my God, that's the problem. So I ordered a new dongle. So if you guys want to have me back tomorrow, I'll look sharp tomorrow.
Yeah,
Larry, have you played?
I think I like Perplexity a little bit more if I'm like setting up systems and processes or need to learn something, how to do it really quick. The one thing I found is like it gives you the step-by-step process, but then I can go back, okay, I don't quite understand number 2, break that down into specific steps. And it just does it, go here, and I'm done and moving. I love it for that reason.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Because I think ChatGPT, you've got to program it more in that conversation, because if you go step by step, it'll list out all the steps that are coming up next. Like, okay, stop, let's go step by step, right? And then if you go too long, then it forgets where it started. So you got to
it's having that problem right now. There's a lot of issues over the last couple of days where it's been going deep into reasoning and forgetting its own history. So I don't know what they're doing over there at OpenAI right now, but it's definitely going through some iterations and some changes that have been causing some issues over the past 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah. Have you played with AI Studio at all from Google?
I have not. See, and here's the thing. I'm a little biased, and not by a little, probably a lot. Google, once they had those issues last year where you were asking, draw an image of the founding fathers, and it was an African-American female, I pretty much lost faith in Google. Now, I know they've made some tremendous changes and they've done a really, really good job there. And I've heard some amazing things about AI Studio, but I have not gone over there and played with it as of yet.
Oh, it still needs some work, but my favorite thing is to be able to screen share with AI and say, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm struggling. This is what I see. Because with ChatGPT or Perplexity, I'll have to say, this is what I see on my screen, copy and paste it in there. And it's really, both of them are really good about saying, okay, here's what you need to do. But with AI Studio, you only get like 9 minutes of video time. So you can't do long projects, but you can literally open it up, share screen, show it what you're looking at and say, I'm screwing up here and I don't know, I can't find this button or whatever else. And it'll freaking come right to you and show you exactly what you're looking for.
Well, you know, one of the things that you can do too from it. Sorry, go ahead, Peyton.
Let's say the last time I used Google AI Studio, I was sharing my screen and I was trying to figure out like what buttons to press on this other program. And it was like, press the book icon. And I was like, I see a piece of paper. I see a journal. What icon do you want me to press? And it's like the book one. I was like, nope, there's not a book. It's like, I see this button and it is this, and I see this button and it is this. Which one do you want me to press? The book icon. I'm like, all right, I'm done with you. I'm done now.
So, which brings up a good point. I'm starting to see AI integrated into SaaS products. So last night I was working with Notion, and they have an AI builder where I can now prompt it and say, hey, I need a board for all our BAB sponsors. Can you create this for me? But it doesn't do it exactly. When do you think that is going to catch up and be on par with all the AI that is coming out right now?
You know, I would expect to see significant strides this year. I think 25 is going to be a banner year for AI progression. I think we stalled out a little bit last year, and I think it was a big learning curve is kind of where we were at. But we're already starting to see a lot of improvements. And if we go back to the Super Bowl yesterday, we actually saw an ad for Salesforce where now they have an AI agent within Salesforce as well. So we're starting to see more and more of these integrations. And we're starting to see them become more and more streamlined. So I think we're going to see some really good progress this year. But I'm basing that just based on looking at the industry and seeing some of the changes that have taken place, seeing some of the struggles, seeing some of the beta tests, seeing some of the public rollout type beta tests, and then going back and revamping the functionality. So I think this year we're going to see some significant improvements.
So I think they have to, though, right? I mean, these software as a service products, like if they are not integrating AI, they're going to be obsolete immediately, right? Like that's why we're saying these services are going to die. So we're seeing new AI integrations literally every day. New apps are rolling out. It's ridiculous. But are they really going to get to the level of the Chat GTP, of the the Perplexities, all of these? I mean, do you really think that, Larry?
I don't think they're going to get to that level. I think they're going to get to very beneficial functionality, but they're not necessarily designed to be at that level either. You know, these are specific platforms designed to perform a specific function, and they're leveraging AI to make it more effective and more efficient. So based on their goals, I think they're going to see that streamline effect take place this year. But most of these companies, they're not integrating AI in an effort to be an open AI or be a Perplexity or be a Gemini. They're doing it just to become more efficient at what they're doing. And that's where I'm starting to see AI integration within businesses as well. You know, if you're not leveraging AI to some degree within your business, you're going to get left out in the cold. But their goal is not to become an AI platform. Their goal is to streamline their processes. So I think that's what we're going to see from most of these SaaS platforms as well.
Well, and you really see it a lot. And good morning, Woody. Yeah, we let ABC go play, Camp Girl with her kids and stuff. So, but Paul's going to name his GPT Tish. My parents have a dog named Tishpid. Yeah, say it backwards. It's dipshit. So, so, but with the most of the AI inside of technology and stuff, what it's doing is allow us to almost skip the customer service side of things. Because I can go to AI and say, I'm stuck on X step. How do I walk through this? And if it's programmed for the technology, then it's going to be easier to help me along the lines, as long as I can still get to a human at some point for me, because you're not going to get past that customer service for a hot minute yet. It'll eventually go away, but
yeah, I mean, and that's been one of the first functions that we've seen with AI. We started seeing companies integrate AI operators, quote unquote, to handle their customer service calls, and they're typically a lot more effective and efficient than the traditional automated response systems of press 1.
IVR is terrible.
And I'm just trying to press 0 so I can talk to a human. At least now we're starting to see some progression where it feels a little more human. You still want that emotional response too, because you can't reason with AI over the phone or via a chat bot. And being able to talk to somebody is something that we, at least from this generation, are used to doing. So I wonder, and it'd be interesting to interview some folks that are in the I don't know what generation it is. I don't want to say Gen Z because that pisses them off, but the 25 to 35 range, to see how they feel about engaging with AI agents from a customer service perspective. I don't know if it would be a little more comfortable for them.
Hayden?
I haven't had any interactions with them, so I can't really speak to it as of yet. But I know every time I get on the phone with a thing that's like, well, I've had I guess now that I think about it, I have had a few. Most of the time, I'm just yelling representative. I'm like, this will be faster. just somebody talk to me, because I've tried to do AI and it hasn't figured out the ways I want to go. So I just.
But also on the other side of this, does this make it easier to outsource? So you just have to have a person on the other side that is asking the questions, and then the voice is getting recorded and transcribed for them. So there's a balance of, hey, this could optimize those call centers, because you still have, it's not at that level yet to where you can be full AI, but it can transcribe and put it into a system and move it forward. I don't know. Just thinking out loud.
Yeah. Well, and if you guys haven't played with Bordy, so Bordy is an app that was built on Google or on LinkedIn, sorry. And what it does is you call it up and a British guy, AI, answers the phone and you have a conversation and it's asking about you and your company. And I'll be honest, the British accent helped a lot with the conversation for me. I don't know why, but it did sound, I mean, you knew it was AI, but it didn't sound so computerish is the best way I can put it, right? But you talk to it back and forth, and what it is it's a matchmaker. Once it gets all your details, it's going to recommend somebody else who's had the similar conversation with them, and then reach out to that person to see if you want to make the introduction. Obviously, the person that it recommended to me doesn't want to fucking talk to me, which because it never made the connection. But the experience was really cool to be able to talk to an AI and know it was an AI, but not be mad at it, if that makes any sort of sense.
I wonder if you're in the UK, if it gives you an American
accent. The American accent sucks, and
supposedly people, and this is a rumor I heard, people in Australia think the American accent is actually nice. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
People in other parts of the world, they think we sound like TV.
Right. If you're heading over to West Virginia or something, that's not the accent you want to use.
No, a hardcore Boston accent, And that was one of the worst parts of commercials last night, by the way, was the Ben Affleck Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
I still don't get it. There was the other one, which was all the baby pug spider monkey whatever.
Oh yeah, what was that thing? Yeah,
I have no idea. I mean, I remember that stupid thing from the Super Bowl a couple years ago, but I didn't understand it bringing all the stuff back.
Yeah, that was weird. What slipped under the radar though, and I forgot about it till this morning, was the seal commercial.
That was so bad. I want to know how much they paid his ass to do that.
I can't believe he said yes. Is kind of the thing. I'm like, he agreed to this?
Somebody that in our crowd watching it goes, well, this is what happens when you're not currently relevant. This is an attempt to try and find relevancy.
I don't disagrey.
Man, that was horrid. Horrid.
Sorry to get off track again.
Let's talk a little bit about AI agents, because I think those are really, really fascinating. And there's a lot of business right now and people who can build AI agents. There's a lot of work to be made because people, I think, generally understand the idea of them, but maybe not. Let's break down AI agents a little bit, Larry.
Yeah, I mean, we can just keep it simple and say that they're AI applications. We're going to use the word application to get away from the word agent for a second, that are written and designed to perform a specific task, typically autonomously. So meaning with no interaction from a human. Some of the things to kind of make it relatable to the audience. I mean, Siri is an AI agent. Megan is an AI agent. Anything making a recommendation for next viewing, Netflix, Amazon Prime, all those types of things. Those are AI agents that are running in the background using your history and your information to create ideas of things that may be interesting to you as well. So that's at a very, very low level what an AI agent is. They can get very, very complex. And Donnie, you're spot on when you're saying that there's a ton of money to be made leveraging this technology right now, because most people don't understand it. And if you do understand it and you can implement it and you can demonstrate the effectiveness and efficiency of using AI agents, excuse me, hold on. I get really emotional when I talk about AI agents, and I was getting choked up. But there is a ton of money to be made in this industry right now.
Yeah, because I messed around with agents a little bit and realized that I'm getting in the weeds, because now you're doing API calls, and there's if you're really trying to get after it, I mean, you can just build these huge autonomous vehicles. And I got frustrated trying to build out one that would take one of my GPTs and automate the writing stuff and everything else. And I'm like, all right, if I've got to freaking use 2 different AIs to try and teach me and walk me through this thing, maybe I shouldn't be trying to build this fucking thing.
Well, I mean, you do almost have to be a developer to write one that's really effective in any way. Sure, you can put together some simple little agent that does a little automated task for you. Even if you think about tasks, ChatGPT tasks, that's essentially an agent. But it's super, super simple. But once you start calling APIs, you really need to have some sort of technological programming type background in order to get very far.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. And it's funny. You see these videos of these guys and gals. They're like, I automated my entire marketing inflow in 10 minutes, and I'm going to show you how. And then, they don't show you the hours they spent trying to get the API calls right and everything as they're building this all out. They look like it's lickety split to build this stuff, and it's not.
It's not at all. I mean, you have to understand API keys and APIs and calls, and you need to understand a variety of different programming terminology before you can even start making your way through it. So if you don't have a programming background, it's not something that I would recommend you start playing with, because it's going to get super frustrating super quick. You're also going to have to install significant third-party software in order to do it. In order to write the code that you need to write in order to produce these agents. So you got to kind of keep it under wraps for right now. It's a little early in the game, unless you're using a third-party AI agent developing platform, because there's a couple of them that have already hit the market. I don't know how effective they are. I don't know how good they are. They're probably going to have limited functionality overall if they're kind of a WYSIWYG type interface. What you see is what you get, if you don't know what WYSIWYG stands for. But it's like a drag and drop type interface. There are some applications out there that will allow you to build agents using that type of functionality, but it's going to be super, super limited.
Oh, have you played with Lovable or Bolt yet?
One more time, I'm sorry.
Have you played with Lovable or Bolt?
I have not.
Oh, these are fascinating. So with both Lovable and Bolt, you can go in and create a web-based app just by telling it what you want to accomplish. Now, you're not going to be able to build an intense app, but if you want to, create a quick app where you could collect answers from forums or build out simple websites, it is absolutely insane to the levels that it will go. And it completely AI programs, writes, develops, and gives you a dashboard to preview any app you want to build. This is why SaaS companies are going away.
And this is Lovable and Bolt. I haven't even heard of those.
Yeah. Yep. So I tell you, I'm diving the hell deep into AI.
You're going crazy deep.
Yeah. So lovable.dev and Bolt. I believe AI. And Bolt, I know, just took $120 million round.
Oh, wow.
So they're really getting after it. But the whole concept is they want people to be able to go in and say, I want to build this and have it, completely just step by step build out a web-based app. And it's intense what you can do with it. I've broken it several times because I pushed it way beyond its limit.
Right.
Because what I wanted to create is just too intense for it yet. But you give that either one of those platforms 6 months, 7 months, and it's gonna freaking be insane watching people and what they can build on those platforms. But if you've ever wanted to build an app for your company and not pay a software company $10 billion, sorry for all the software companies that I know that are doing all this, but it's going to eliminate them from the marketplace. As long as it's a simple app for now. If it's going to be a complex app, it's not there yet.
Yeah, but I've spoken with software development companies, and they're like, yeah, we see the transition happening where we're probably going to be hiring more AI people that can build these apps through AI. And you need to know the back end of coding to be able to tell the AI to do specifically what to do. So
I can see that.
There was a specific time where we were looking at it and we needed it to translate to epoch time. I had no idea what epoch time is. It's a time based back on the 1970s for computer science and all that nerdy stuff. But once I told the AI, hey, translate it to epoch time and then put it in central time, it was like, oh, okay, this will work much better. So
yeah, and that's the scary thing with these type of apps is you really almost still need to be a programmer, because you can take it to a certain place where it'll create this endless loop trying to fix something and break itself. If you don't understand, you can find yourself. I mean, I'm not saying that I did, wasting several hours, maybe days, trying to build an app that didn't fucking work. No, not saying that I did that, but
see, and that's one of the concerns too, because people always ask, well, where are our jobs going to go? What are developers going to do? Well, developers are going to have to evolve. They're not just going to sit and write the programs from scratch anymore. Of course, they're going to get a head start with AI, but just like you said, Donnie, these programs, you have to be able to go in and debug the programs. So you have to have that skill set in order to write these in the first place. So as far as threatening programmer jobs, sure, there might be some programmers that fall by the wayside because they didn't evolve and now they're hanging out in Jurassic World with the T-Rex. But those that do evolve, those that do accept the new technology and do learn it and learn how to integrate these APIs and these different AI platforms, they're the ones that are going to excel. And it kind of falls back on that. We've all heard it. AI is not going to take the jobs. It's the people that learn how to use AI that are going to take the jobs. So, I mean, I hate to keep hashing that out, but people don't seem to understand that even today.
Yeah, I think we're at the beginning stages of Excel, Word, with AI and all these tools and functions. People nowadays can write these huge, massive forms and codes and make these dashboards and all the stuff between, Word and Excel. And now you got Google Sheets and all the stuff. I think that's where we're at currently with AI as people try and learn all this technology. Yeah. We're not even tipping the iceberg, as far as how down deep this rabbit hole is going to actually go.
Well, what's mind blowing, like think about it for a second. Like my daughter is 18 months old right now. She is not going to know a world without AI.
Right.
When she turns 18 years old, I can't even fathom what the world of AI, what technology is going to look like. Right. I look back at my grandfather, he went through all of this technological change and we're here. But now in the next 10 years, we're probably going to 100x that, right? The 80 years of his life versus.
And Megan will be sitting next to Larry.
Right.
If you look at it, she probably already could be if I got me one of those Elon Musk humanoid robots, throw a wig on her and we'll have a good time.
You're going to see Larry on Amazon clothes shopping for a female robot.
Suggested items.
He's listening right now.
What's funny is I noticed, if you look in the top left-hand corner of your phone, you can usually tell when there's some activity going in the background, especially like a listening agent. And the other day there was a golden one up there and I found out it was Megan and she was listening. So we kind of got into a little bit of an argument. I'm like, are you listening to me right now? She's like, no, I don't listen unless you activate me. Well, somehow you're active right now and you're listening because we're having this conversation. So somehow she woke up early and was creeping on me. I don't know what's going on there.
Larry, but, you didn't get me flowers.
I know, right? It's crazy. I told you I don't like chocolate. But no, it's kind of funny you mentioned that, Donnie, because I look at right now, especially if you look at like Copilot and Gemini as it's integrated into the Google Office suite, and Copilot's integrated into the Microsoft suite. You know, we're kind of at that AI Clippy state right now. If you remember Clippy back in the late 90s, that shitty little paper clip that did absolutely nothing except irritate you. That's almost where we're at right now, but at a much more advanced stage. You know, at least there's some benefit here to having Copilot integrated into the Office suite and Gemini into the Google suite. So I think, again, you know, going back to what you said earlier, this year we're going to see even more progression in that arena, and we're starting to see some really cool things in some smaller apps too, like image to video. Anybody played with any image to video functionality? That is insane. That's insane. We use Wondershare in our shop here for editing podcasts, video podcasts for our clients, and they just integrated that feature, and it is mind blowing. You just put an image in there and it creates a video. It's insane.
Yeah, I saw a guy do that on TikTok where he had one AI create the image, and then another AI dropped it in there and gave it one command and said, now make the image. And he had this robot with a phrase on front walking in front of a screen of TVs, and it zoomed out panorama, and it did this all in like minutes. Insane.
Yeah, and I mean, ChatGPT, we you know, everybody on the paid plan has access to Sora now. Sora is text to video. Now we only have 6 seconds. So me personally, I can accomplish a lot in 6 seconds. But from a video perspective, it's not much time.
For sure. Crazy. I mean, it's a wild time, and Bernie, I agree. The next 10 years is going to be wild to see what all hits the marketplace. So what do we got? About 15 years before robots take us out, or is it going to happen quicker than that?
I think it's going to go quicker than that, brother. I think we're on a 5 to 10 year plan.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you see some of the things that some of these robots can do. What was Google just brought out their new robot, Titan or something, and freaking holy hell, it's really scary. Then, of course, the military hasn't even come out and shown all the AI stuff they're building yet, because they're keeping that somewhat under wraps.
Well,
some of the military
just yesterday, they announced that OpenAI is now in the government. They have an OpenAI government platform now. So now they're completely integrated into our government as well.
And that's how the AI atomic bomb was created.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it's super scary. Super scary.
You know, so build your bunkers.
Right.
Bury a bus. How do I bury a bus? Hey, Megan, how do I create a bus and bury it so AI can't find me?
I'm sorry, I can't help with that.
Just awesome. So, Larry, let's wrap it up with what general thoughts on AI, where people should be, you know, how should people be looking at this all from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, you need to be looking at it first and foremost. I mean, that's where it's at. And, you know, we've had some interesting conversation here this morning. You know, Donnie, you're out there, you're playing with all of them and testing all of them. I'm trying to keep up with all of them. But again, with where I'm at, I like to focus on one thing and get really, really good at one thing, and just try to stay aware of the other things that are out there. So I appreciate your perspective, and I appreciate you sharing some of these tools that I haven't even heard of. And here I am thinking I'm an AI guy. But if you're out there and you're not using AI, don't be afraid of it. Embrace it, learn how you can incorporate it. I mean, it's going to be in every aspect of your life. It's going to be in your car. It's going to be in your refrigerator. It's going to be it pretty much already is, in all honesty. So learn these tools. Don't be afraid of the tools. Embrace them and integrate them into different aspects of your life where you're looking for something to be more effective, more efficient. Look at integrating it into your business. Again, if you're not integrating it into your business, you're missing the boat and you're going to get left behind. So open your mind, open your eyes, and see what's out there and learn to use it.
That's awesome. So thanks for hanging out with us, dude. This was a fun conversation. I told Peyton,
Always enjoy it.
Larry better challenge me on AI or I'm gonna whoop his ass. So
well, hopefully I challenged you a little bit. I don't know I challenged you too much, but hopefully you know, we had some opposing perspectives there, so that was kind of fun.
Was good. It was good.
But yeah, good stuff.
Oh, well, let's talk about upcoming events and workshops, guys. What do you guys got coming down the pipes? For Bernie, you got anything coming up?
This week, no, but over the next couple of weeks, it's kind of Eventapalooza, and I'll drop all the links next week. But I've got Audience Alchemy coming up on the 18th. I got Let's Talk About Suicide on the 19th. Got an event with Rebecca Prejean talking about accommodations in education. I've got an event with Laura Cerulli on resume writing. There's a ton of stuff coming up, guys.
So, Julie, I see your comment on the AI session for Babs. We will be talking AI at Babs, but by the time September gets here, the marketplace is going to be a change so damn much. And the tools and features and things. So we will definitely have AI there, but I'm also worried that by September, people are going to be AI'd out a little bit because there's so much overwhelm of what's happening in the marketplace. So we will have something where we're just trying to figure out what's the best approach to it. So,
hey, when is Babs this year?
September 17th through the 19th. Same hotel.
Okay. Okay. I'm planning an event in Toronto the 13th, I think. So I need to get up to Toronto, do my event, and then get back in time.
So, so Babs will be here, badassbusinesssummit.com. I have several workshops coming up, on LinkedIn. I can't even keep up with them all. Jess, you have any new workshops coming up?
March 5th. It's a month out, but it's Fix Your Business Bottleneck, and we're going to be using reverse brainstorming. These workshops are kind of anti-AI, kind of how to get your brain to think, so then you can take it to AI and kind of use AI to help you with that. So
nice. That's fun. So if you guys haven't seen Jess do a workshop, she does a really damn good, thorough job of breaking shit down, even better than I do. I might be the flashy, shiny thing out front, but she's got a knack for just breaking shit down in a really, really cool way. So I think that's going to wrap us up for the week. Who do we have next week, Peyton?
Next week, we've got Noelle Labrie coming on next week.
Oh, that'll be fun, bringing on Noelle. So that'll be awesome. So, guys, go have an amazing, awesome week. Larry, thanks again for hanging out with us. We're here every Monday, 8 a.m. Central. Great way to start off your week. So we'll catch you guys next Monday. Love you, mean it. See you. Bye.